Alrighty, it is the last match for Serenity Wheeler and her run of Duelist Kingdom. Now, I have seen the time code on this video. I said yesterday 42 minutes. It's actually 49 minutes. What the hell happens in this match to make it go 49 minutes? I have no idea. I can't even think of how these two could actually play for that long. 49 minutes is what the time code is. So, okay, it's a modest start. There's Witch of the Black Forest. And given the length, comments are good. Reading comments are a good thing. Because, bro, this is almost a 50-minute match. They both started off with a defense. Serenity's got water omotics in hand, and she plays it. It's a 1400 attack, so that's not too bad. She can get some going with this. She decides to leave Witch of the Black Forest in defense and Toon Alligator. I always liked Toon Alligator. I always thought he was a cool monster. Alright, let's start from here. Emperor Pikachu 2013 says, Mai gave it her best. That was for the Mai and Tanya match. And speaking of Tanya's matches, I'm actually, tonight, I'm going to do Mako and Arcana's duel in the same upload, the same video, the same production. So there'll be two Tanya duels to end her series. Reason is because tomorrow, Early Days drops, and I want both the series to be done so I can play Early Days. And because there's 14 games on that, that's a lot of games. As Pegasus activated DN Keto, he's at 9,000 life points, so he's just happy to defend here. But Serenity hasn't got anything to get over here. She's just played Watchdog, maybe gone for the effect so she can pull the Banner of Courage. Okay, Sukowski 1978 says, Hey Bakura, use the power of your Millennium Ring to find your way out of a snoo-snooing. That was for those who haven't seen the previous Tanya matches, they're all pretty much the same. Tanya has just blitzed everything in her path. And there goes Watchdog. Does that not go to the graveyard from that effect? Or is that just Watchcat that, I don't know. Bad reaction to Sumuchi. Probably the most replaceable card in her deck, but Dark Rabbit, though, is now in attack mode, so Serenity can get rid of that. Connor Chavez says, speaking of glitches for Pokemon, you made me remember when Pokemon Silver came out, a friend showed me how to clone Pokemon through the PC. I remember doing that. I still kind of remember the steps to this day. Mind you, this was when I was in second grade, and I'm now 30, so some things you'll take to your grave. Oh man, I remember doing that exact same thing, Silver and Gold. There was a rumor that you had to do it with like box 9 or box 12 or something, but I don't think it actually mattered what box you did. But basically what you did, you put a Pokemon in the box, and you switched to another box, and while it was saving, or you switch to an empty box, and then you do the move Pokemon thing, and you move it to an empty box, and as it's saving, you turn the game off and on again. And then you will have two copies of both Pokemon. It's like it was copying the data from the one being copied to the new box, or being moved to the box, and it overwrit. So you had Pokemon in the original box, and then the one you were transferring it to, when you turned it off, when it comes up with saving, don't turn off the power. That's when you turn off the power. But yeah, I did that because you could have a held item on that Pokemon, and you could clone the held item. That's how I caught the legendary dogs, by cloning the Master Ball. Because Gen 2, for those who haven't played Gen 2 Pokemon, it is absolutely broken to bits. The catching mechanism on that game is so ridiculous, I can't even put it in words. It is borderline impossible to catch a legendary Pokemon on that game. And this is a true story. Hand to God, this is a true story. I went into... Oh, tribute from Pegasus. The Lugia story in a second. And, oh, it's Parrot Dragon. Now, Serenity does have a... Swords of Revealing Light. Pegasus threw Stop Defense down. And decides to leave Witch of the Black Forest alone. Destroys Water Omotics. Alright, for my Lugia story with Pokemon, I think it was Silver. No, actually it might have been Crystal. I've played Crystal so many more times in Silver and Gold, but anyway. Oh, Dark Hole. Witch of the Black Forest effect will activate here. And, oh, could pull, you got Fire Princess and possibly, White Magician Pikachu as a double up here. Or is she going to go for a summon? Because she does have Swords of Revealing Light. She's gone for White Magician Pikachu. She's going to try and activate the combo. Ah, this should be fun. Okay, but okay, so I went into Whirlpool Islands, or Whirl Islands. On my way to catch Lugia, I had 60 Ultra Balls. 60 Ultra Balls. And the thing with Gen 2, it's the first Pokemon game that introduced PP to the opponents. That wasn't a thing in Gen 1. You had power points in Gen 1. Your opponent did not. They would just use moves endlessly. Gen 2 was where that became like a thing where they had limits too. That's where it became difficult to catch legendary Pokemon because they would run out of PP and then they would knock themselves out. But anyway, throughout this battle, I weakened Lugia to whatever, to red health. And I threw every single one of those Ultra Balls, all 60 of them. And all 60 of them failed. One after the other, and this is on a handheld Game Boy as well. I've never been so tempted to break a console ever in my life. I've broken a few PS2 controllers in my day, and I broke a GameCube controller about a year and a half ago, and after that I felt like a real idiot because it's not like you can just go to a shop and buy GameCube controllers unless you're going to like a retro store, and even so, they're not guaranteed to have GameCube controllers. I felt like an absolute, I'll just say it, I felt like a dickhead because you just can't go and find GameCube controllers. It's not like they're common these days, so, but anyway, I threw all 60 Ultra Balls. Every single one of them failed. And then I went into my bag. The only thing that was remaining was, like, Pokeballs. I didn't even have a Master Ball at this point. I threw a Pokeball, and heaven above, swear to God, the freaking Pokeball caught Lugia. After throwing 60 Ultra Balls, they're $1,200 a ball. So, what, 6 times 12 is 72. So that'd be $72,000 Poké Dollars in Ultra Balls. As Serenity has just used Monster Reborn, she's brought back the Parrot Dragon. I think that's right, isn't it? 60 Ultra Balls times 1,200. It's 72,000. Yeah, 72,000. That's how much Poké Dollars went into that Lugia battle. And then I caught it with a $200 Pokeball. Mind you, I was happy that I caught Lugia, but I was $72,000 in the hole. So, but you can win the money back easy enough. You can just repeat the Elite Four, you can put the amulet coin on. But true story, 60 Ultra Balls, and then 1 Pokeball is what did the job. But yes, Gen 2, the cloning glitch with the PC, I did that a lot. I did that to clone Master Balls so I could catch the legendaries. And Serenity's looking good here. She has got an army on the field, including Pegasus' Parrot Dragon. It's been a slow, methodical match, but it looks like this... I mean, it's turned 24. The match has gone for a while. Pegasus has just summoned Uraby. And, oh, Monster Reborn of his own. Is there much to bring back, though? I don't think there... Ooh. Okay. Mystical Elf. 2,000 defense. And... Oh, and goes for White Magician Pikeru. That'll stop Serenity's life points increasing and break the combo of Fire Princess and life point gain. Oh, okay. Serenity can't get past the 2000 defense. She'll be able to knock off Yurubi, but she's a bit stuck here. Pegasus has 2500 life points, but Serenity, she needs a Penumbral Soldier Lady or Wing Weaver. 2000 defense. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get through. Alright, Pegasus 6 cards in hand. Speaking of which, I need to put together my Zapdos solo run still as well. I actually did tutorials yesterday, redoing some tutorials on the ruins of Alf puzzles because a lot of people have issues with them. The first YouTube channel I ever made, like probably close to 15 years ago now, that still has some of my original Pokemon videos that I ever did on YouTube. It's a different channel, but still to this day, those ruins of Alf videos get watched like a fair bit. So I've decided to redo them, this time with commentary. Oh, Penumbral Soldier Lady. The Pegasus tribute. He did. Pegasus tributed Mystical Elf. For a face-down defense, will that be Illusionist Faceless Mage? Ah, it is! Serenity finally gets Penumbral Soldier Lady, and Pegasus throws down Illusionist Faceless Mage. That is insane. 30 turns. This is a marathon. Now, Pegasus with a face-down defense. Glenn Devo says, I have an idea for a special tournament and have all the main female characters across the series have powered-up versions of their decks to battle it out to see who would win. Harpies, Amazonesses, Fairies, Fortune Ladies, Melodious Divas, etc. That is actually legit the series which I was planning next. Was a all-female knockout tournament. Which, that'd be really fun. We could have Taya, Mai, Serenity, Tanya, Alexis, Rebecca, that's 6, Blair, what's her name, Blair Davenport? No, that's a wrestler. That got released not long ago, which was a bit of a shame. I quite liked Blair Davenport. But WWE didn't... They pulled her over onto the main roster from NXT and they just did nothing with her. But it sounds like she wants to go to Japan to do some wrestling over there. And who could blame her, man? Like, Japan is a phenomenal country. I went there in 2013. Best decision I ever made. No. Oh, Flanagan. Blair Flanagan. Because I love saying that name. Flanagan. Like, you put the emphasis on the F and, like, bring out the gravel in the Anagan part. You get the Flanagan. It's like a sports player name. Like, you get, like, the top guy who's scoring all the points. It's like, and in goes Flanagan. It's such a name. Flanagan. Ooh, Black Illusion Ritual. That's something I've just said Flanagan and now all I can think of is Flanders. Homer heckling Ned Flanders. Yeah. Flanders. And he turns around, he's like, what? And Homer stares at him. Flanders. I can't tell you how many times I've watched that scene. That's probably the most, or my most rewatched Simpsons scene of all time. Is Flanders. And now a 2100 on Pegasus's field with Relinquished. Serenity just cannot find the finishing blow here. And she draws Wonder Wand. She can equip it, but it will be equipped to Relinquished because it's a spellcaster. Okay, she's going to have to go defensive. Oh, Pegasus might be pulling this one back from here. It's a pretty... I mean, the life point difference is substantial, but it's still a pretty even match. Serenity needs something, though. She's... well, it was an even match. Pegasus has the power now. Oh, Toon Table of Contents. Good card. There's what other female characters are there? Zuzu Boyle, Anna Kaboom, Carly. I can't remember her name on Yu-Gi-Oh. Carly something. Sora Purse, is that one of them as well? Who's the... So now the later series, I don't know. I know of the characters because I've played through the story on this, but isn't there one called Kathy as well? But like it's... Oh, Ryuran. 2200. So Toon Mermaid was played and then Pegasus saw it in the bin to... Well, Pegasus only has 2,000 life points, so attacking with a Toon monster, they take 500 life points per attack as well. But now Pegasus with the normal Ryuran on the field. Ryuran at one point was my favorite monster. I actually made a sculpture of him. Oh, actually it was Manga Ryuran. I made Blue Eyes White Toon Manga Ryuran. The Blue Eyes heads, it was the ultimate Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I tried to combine Ryuran and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. The Blue Eyes heads ended up falling off. It was made out of clay. It was a clay sculpture for an art project from like year 5 or something. But yes, the Blue Eyes heads fell off. It doesn't even look like Ryuran. It looks like... I can't even describe what it looks like. I'm pretty sure it's in the storage unit that we have, though. It'd be in a box somewhere. Otherwise, one day, if I find that again, I'll have to take a photo and post my effort of Blue Eyes Ultimate White Manga Ryuran, or whatever I named it. Alright, Lady Panther. It looks like Pegasus might take this one because Serenity's running out of options. Crimson Maelstrom says, good match for Serenity. This is for Yugi and Serenity's match. Good match for Serenity. Honestly thought she might have had it, but the heart of the cards pulled through. Was it heart of the cards or was it Yugi's cheating anime protagonist? BS, as Lady Panther is gone. Serenity is out of options and she's staring down quite a bit of attack. And, oh, Pegasus tributes. Oh, Toon Summon Skull. He'll be able to attack with that next turn, and now 2,500 points of attack as well. Oh, Dispel. Oh, what do you go for here? You can destroy Penumbral Soldier Lady, or whatever monster that Relinquished has absorbed. You can destroy it with, because it's in the spell and trap card zone. It's treated as a spell type. She's thinking about it. Toon World would destroy Toon Summon Skull. But Pegasus has to pay 500 life points to attack with it. And Kanan the Swords Mistress is played, so... Oh, that's a good decision because 500 life points needs to be paid. Pegasus can only pay once now with Toon Summon Skull. Oh, this gets better and better. And, oh, Flying Elephant. That's a great draw for Pegasus. He can get rid of Kanan the Swords Mistress. Now, what do you do here if you're Pegasus? Do you attack? You kind of got to, don't you? Just because the gap in the life points, Pegasus, he is down to 100 life points. If Serenity gets anything that could clock 1850, she will win this match. There's... Oh, Doriado. She's got the ritual for it, but she can't summon it. Oh, bad reaction to Simuchi. Pegasus has already played his Diankito. But if he gets any other life points back, bad reaction to Simuchi will trap him. There's Sonic Bird. Tell you what, that in itself is a bit of a risk as well, Sonic Bird. It's only 1,400. Serenity has monsters that... Oh, never mind. I was about to say Lady Assailant of Flames. Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, 3,000 attack. That's going to be tough to get off the field. 1850. Serenity's only going to be able to last 2 more attacks here. She needs something bad. It's... Oh, not that. Not that. Anything but that. Scroll of Bewitchment. She used it in that Battle City duel against Nesbit when she was with Duke and Tristan, so that's why it's in there, but it's such... In the right circumstance, it's a very good card, but it needs to be in the right mode. It needs to be combined with like the Charmer monsters, the ones that take control of a certain attribute. She's got 1 more turn here to draw something. And, Dark Lord Marie. Okay, she can throw Dark Lord Marie to the graveyard. And she can summon Elemental Mistress Doriado. It's only a 1200. Wait, Wonder Wand, that does 5. Won't put her to Flying Elephant, though. She can defend. She's chosen not to defend. Oh, what is happening? It's 47 turns. This is nuts. 7 Tools of the Bandit won't work anymore. She hasn't got enough life points to pay it. Wonder Wand, what does she do here? She's going to go for 2 cards. She still has a normal summon. Wonder Wand, Wingweaver, and Lady Assailant of Flames. That's a 15. Oh, Banish! I forgot about Lady Assailant of Flames effect. Oh, when that flips up, Pegasus is going to lose the remainder of his life points. I hope I didn't scream too loud down the microphone. Oh my god, she's got him. Pegasus, no doubt, is going to attack. Either way, he's done. Unless he's got something to block a flip effect. Who would have thought that she's got 7 cards in her deck as well. She was almost under the deck limit to even activate that effect. And she gets it. First duel victory for Serenity. It was almost 50 turns. No wonder why the match was at a time code of 49 minutes. If the duels are going to be... Oh, these decks are so evenly matched. Spell Economics. You do not have to pay life points to activate spell cards. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That could be like for the... You have to pay 500 life points. That'd be good for trap cards. For like Mirror Wall and Joey's Fairy Box. Emperor Pikachu 2013 says, Serenity did her best against the King of Games, and I will be 32 in August. When you graduated when you graduated I was in 8th grade. I think he meant to hit the I, he's hit the 8. When you graduated, I was in 8th grade. Pretty wild. I always tell everyone turning 30 is a trap. Yeah, it kind of is. It's, to be honest, I don't really feel that different from when I was like in my 20s, but you just gotta not stand up so fast or roll out of bed too fast, otherwise you will pull something or something like that. But and someone commented on a Mario video. Oh, how do I even say that name? Jibril Shedrin. Why is there a Fire Mario with the colors of the Tanuki suit at the bottom? It's on a short. I'll manually comment to that. It's to so there's just not like a visual of a Mario game, and then just the other half of the screen is just black. That's why it's just a random image that I added, just to brighten it up a little bit while I do Mario Shorts. Mario Shorts make me a lot of views and a lot of subs as well. It's actually what got my channel to like the monetization status, was the subs coming in off Mario Shorts. Believe it or not, back in April last year is when that clocked over. Wonder Wand is put onto Lady of Faith. And Lady of Faith is now sent to the graveyard, and she might have hoped... She's got a Monster Reborn, but she might have hoped for something better. No, Watchdog. She doesn't play Watchdog. Maybe wanting Banner of Courage. Alright, this is from the Tanya and Bakura match as well. We the Free Productions says Yugi or Yami, because Yami is definitely either a ghost type or a dark type trainer. Honestly, they seem like they would both have a theme team and not a type-based team. That would have been for the... what Pokemon would the Yu-Gi-Oh players have? What Pokemon would Pegasus have? He'd have... what's the elephant Pokemon? It's sort of like a newer... I can't remember. I can picture it in my head. It's like green and like orangey kind of color. He'd have that. He'd have... Is there an alligator Pokemon? Feraligatr. He'd have a Feraligatr for his Toon Alligator. Toon Mermaid. Toon Blue Eyes White Dragon. I could picture Pegasus having a Dragonite. Because it's rare. Pegasus has every card at his disposal. So Pegasus should have a Pokemon that knows every move at its disposal. Pegasus should have Mew. And Mewtwo. And Pegasus should just have a legendary team. Okay, Flying Elephant doing the job on Shadow Tamer. Speaking of Shadow Tamer, that was in the duel. I've just started the Orichalcos season. I thought the Orichalcos season was season 5. It's not, it's season 3 or season 4. So the that tournament where I need to rewatch season 3, 4, and 5 of Yu-Gi-Oh because I'm lost at what actually happens in the story. It's been that long since I've seen it. SCH292. I just thought of something for Bakura's evolution decks. Duelist Kingdom deck should be some sort of hand control deck. Battle City deck should be some sort of Dark Fiend monster control and switching monster deck. Well, I would put Change of Heart in his deck if it wasn't banned. As Dream Clown comes to the field, and when that switched from attack to defense, Serenity now has a defense. She has to get that Dream Clown off the field though, because if that goes to defense mode, goodbye Spirit of the Heart. There's Watch Cat. She has to get Dream Clown off the field. She doesn't really have an option. Oh, and there's only one monster that can actually do it, and that's Doriado. What? Oh, what's she doing? Oh, Wingweaver. Duh. I was just looking at that. I was like, no, what are you doing? Destroy. Nah, but... Oh, she has to destroy the Dream Clown, though. She can't go for Flying Elephant. I hope she doesn't make that error. Don't do it, Joey. Haha. Nice. Okay. More comments. Emperor Pikachu says this is for Tanya and Bakura. Hang on. No. Moonwolfie. Serenity vs Yugi. If the gang would give Joey hell in a duel against Serenity, then it would only be fair if they gave Yugi or Tristan a hard time. Taya and Mai already had their turn at being given a hard time while dueling Serenity, though she did beat Mai but lost to Taya. I graduated high school in 07. Our class motto senior year was 007. Ain't got nothing on us. Clear James Bond reference. I will admit something. Even to this day, I have never seen a James Bond movie. I know of... Oh, Dark Hole. Of course, I know of James Bond, and I know of the infamous Nintendo 64 game of GoldenEye 007, because that game was like iconic. I've even seen the glitching. It became a meme dance a few years ago, where if you've got that game in your 64 and you tilt the cartridge, the characters like spin like out of control. And look at this, Kain and the Swords Mistress now, they're going blow for blow. They're almost equal on life points. These two decks are like completely equal. They're completely different from each other, and yet they're completely equal. This is what this game is all about. There's 100 life points between them. Pegasus has 6 cards in hand. Oh, Toon Table of Contents. He may be going for his Toon Monsters now, Pegasus. So, if you graduated in 07, I graduated in 08. Although, Australia school, like, where we, how long we're there for and stuff is probably different to the US. I mean, every country's got its own differences with schooling systems. In Australia, I don't know if this is right for the rest of the world. When I was in primary school, it went from like pre-primary, then grade 1 through to grade 7. Grade 7 isn't in primary school anymore. Grade 7 is now the start of high school, which I think is the stupidest thing. Like, man, let kids be kids, man. Like, grade 7 was like the best year of primary school. But now, no, it goes up to grade 6, and grade 7 through to 12 are now high school. So they took a year off you being a kid and added it onto your development into adulthood, I guess. But I don't know. It just seems that they took away a little piece of people's childhood. Emperor Pikachu says she might be unbeatable. Death by Snoo Snoo 2025. And has now just drawn Water Omotics. Serenity trying to build up an attack force. She's going for the defensives. And Dragon Piper. So Pegasus well protected now. Moonwolfie says, as soon as I saw Detonate get drawn, I immediately thought that would have been helpful one turn ago. Beating Kaiba with a bunch of Karibo would have been epic. I think though, if Karibo wasn't played, Kaiba would have won, I think, on life points. But either way, beating Kaiba with Karibo, that would have been so good. Almost as much as using Blue Eyes Ultimate against him would have been. I did crack up laughing when you used Mini Guts plus Scapegoat Token to reduce his mighty Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to 0 attack, and then destroyed it to leave Kaiba with 100 life points. Kaiba would have lost his mind with his fragile ego. Speaking of fragile ego, I watched the ending of the Battle City tournament. Dude, Kaiba has no chill at all. He lost a match to Yugi. He then spat the dummy and went walking off. Joey's like, let's play for third, and Kaiba's just like, get lost. I don't want third. Which, in theory, would have ranked Joey above Kaiba if Kaiba didn't accept that duel. Kaiba then beats Joey in the duel, and then Mokuba's like, why don't you smile anymore? You don't smile anymore, Seto. And then Joey's even like, come on, man, we're fighting a great duel here. Lighten up a little. And Kaiba's like, you can see the bulges forming in his neck. He's about to shoot steam out his ears. Oh, 1 for 1. So it's 28 turns again in this one. We're only up to duel 2. I mean, if Serenity wins, it'll be a 2-0 victory, but man, we could go another 50 turns here. So, and then Ishizu's like, Kaiba, you should watch the Pharaoh's duel. It's your destiny. And Kaiba's like, how many times do I have to say I do not care about destiny? He then goes over to Yugi, throws a card at him. Here, figure out how to use this. Watches the duel, it wins, and as soon as Yugi's crowned champion, Kaiba's like, oh, by the way, the island's going to blow up in an hour. Find your own way off, and then just disappears. Like, bro. Like, he goes, like, they get onto the airship, the engines are dead, and they're like, how are we going to get out of here? We don't know where Kaiba is either. Oh, Swords of Revealing Light. Parrot Dragon was just played. Serenity is now got 3 turns to try to get something to help her here. So Kaiba loses the tournament and literally detonates the island. And forgets to tell them the engines are fried, so they take the copper, Kaiba flies off in the Blue Eyes, and then jokingly suggests, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Like, bro loses a card game and literally almost, like, ends unalives, like, a group of 10 people. Like, bro. And there is no chill with Kaiba. And then at the end of the Battle City tournament, you've got Marek who goes up to the Pharaoh and he's like, I know what I did was wrong. I'm sorry. And Yugi's like, that's okay, Marek, as long as we can be friends. It's like, bro, Marek also tried to unalive you and Joey and Taya and Kaiba and everyone else. Like, Yugi, like, is like the most forgiving person in any anime. He's like, I don't care that you tried to unalive me and all my friends, as long as you see the error of your ways, and now we too can be friends. You can join our friends group. And let's play the theme song from the TV show Friends. It'd be like a comedy, so no one told you life is going to be this way, and then you've got Kaiba seeing the tablet and his face going all whack. Be like Kaiba's tragic life. It's the whole gist of Pegasus has just played Monster Reborn. He's brought back Wing Weaver. Serenity, I think, has already used Dark Hole as well. Oh, I think Pegsy might have this one. So you've got Illusionist Faceless Mage in attack mode. This was on a Mario video as well. Do you like 3D platformers as well? It's for one of my Mario shorts. Have you seen the new 3D platformer Bolt Bot Screwy Viruses? What? That sounds like it would give me malware. Is that a game or something, is it? Oops. There we go. Looks a bit like an N64 platformer similar to Mario 64 Banjo-Kazooie. Bolt-bot screwy viruses. I'm scared to put that in Google. I feel like I'll get malware if I search that. Mr. Hootie Hoo RDK says, Risk Factions, best Risk game ever. Wasn't boring, and there's other maps and stuff you could do. Highly recommend if you can somehow get the game and play it. I have it on Steam, and it's Risk Factions is amazing. There's 5 different factions. You got MC McGutterpants, he's like a human. Generalissimo Meow, he's the cats. Commandant 64 is the robots. Gary is the leader of the Yetis, and Colonel Stiffenberg is the one with the zombies. There's a funny thing in that game as well, because when the zombies get created by the cat's error, it says, okay, I've just seen what's happened here. Serenity didn't attack. She is completely lost. And Pegasus has used the effect of Jig and Buckle Done. So Serenity was completely done there, and she let Pegasus win with the effect of Jig and Buckle Done. She would have lost either way. But that's a little bit of sportsmanship there as well. I don't think we've ever seen a Jig and Buckle Done win out of Pegasus so far. But Pegasus has picked up second win. No wonder this match went for so long on the time code. I thought there might have been an error, like the game was left running. I've done that before with the Elgato card. It's actually pretty easy to do that. Just leave it running by accident. So if whoever the 2 guys were that were playing this did that, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, it's easy to do. That's what I thought might have happened. And I was like, that's okay, and just cut it back, easy enough in editing. But no, it's a full 50-minute match of best of 3. Imagine these two in a best of 7. It'd go for a week. The Forgiving Maiden. I don't think we've seen that card yet. And Dark Lord Marie, if she can draw a polymerization, she can have Saint Joan. There's Monster Reborn. Handy card. Amamiya Casual says, let's go Bakura. Amamiya Casual is one of my very earliest commenters on my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. And let me just refresh, see if any more have come through. But Risk Factions. There's a little cutscene where the zombies get created, and then the human freaks out and he shoots a zombie, and it takes out one of his eyes. It's an animated thing, it's not gory or anything. It's funny more than anything. But he loses one of his eyes. Now, when you go into battle play, when you look at Colonel Stiffenberg's character thing, up in the top corner, his character sprite, the eye's on the wrong side. It was the other eye that got shot out, not the one it's more just an error as, relinquished. Damn. Serenity's got Dispel, and that'll put Dark Lord Marie to the graveyard. Damn, Toon World. Okay. What is... Okay, direct attack from Relinquished. Main phase... Whoa. Monster Reborn. Is Pegasus bringing back... Oh, I guess it's 2000 defense, so it would block the attack of Relinquished if Serenity was able to bring it back. But, okay. Unknowing to Pegasus, there's a D-spell in Serenity's hand. And... Okay, Dark Lord Marie is now in the graveyard. Alright, Kanan the Swords Mistress, so it's going to be 1400 points of direct damage with Relinquished. Pegasus maybe should have held that Monster Reborn. I get why, but... what is happening? There's things being thrown around everywhere here. Pegasus has no cards in hand. Relinquished is now on Serenity's side of the field. Dark Lord Marie is in the graveyard. Pegasus, overzealous, threw Monster Reborn down. Even if he used it on Kanan, Serenity would have then probably played... Oh, Wonder Wand. Now, are we going to see Relinquished tributed? No, surely not. Oh, this is just everything happening right now. Pegasus goes with a face down. He's probably shot himself in the foot here. Alright, there's only 3 more. Midnight DB says 1028 bruh gave him crush card fodder. Yeah, well, Pegasus, Kaiba. I love it when Kaiba plays crush card, even when it's on me. I just love that card. Crush card is such a brutal card. And what it did to Yugi in that duel, it was like, damn, Pegasus is getting smashed to bits. This is what we want. Serenity, pick up a win in your final game. Midnight DB also says at 2240, it's not because of the token. If any 2 monsters with 0 attack battle, nothing happens. Oh, is that why? I thought that was because... Dark Hole. Jeez, what is happening in this match? We've had 2 matches go for like 50 turns each. And now there's just this duel where they're just like, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Relinquish twice, Dark Lord Marie, here's 200 life points. All of everything is destroyed. There's nothing left. Pegasus has no cards in his hand. Serenity's got a monster with 0 attack or defense and a ritual card. Like, what is happening, bro? Pegasus has 1350 life points remaining. But... oh, he went with a defense. Literally any card he played would have won that battle. The thing is, I've never seen that scenario where 2 monsters with 0 attack each other. And I doubt neither of the other guys have either. It's such a rare... I don't think I've ever seen that happen. That's why I was like, what the hell just happened? Aren't they meant to destroy each other? I did not know that. 2 0 attack monsters attack each other, it doesn't do anything. I did not know that. Like, in what scenario, besides the scenario that we saw in that duel, I guess, but I've never seen that happen. So, I thought 2 equal attack monsters attack each other, so it's just an exception if they're at 0. I mean, it makes sense. Like, they can't damage each other. Mangaryaran. Pegasus. Oh. Witch of the Black Forest. Although Pegasus can only attack with Mangaryaran like twice. And he's drawn Flying Elephant. And there's one more comment at the time of recording this. Sax Pack Abs, a battle ox without the armor or the axe. Likely just be an ox. True. I said it was like Tauros. It would be just like an ox. Yeah, it'd just be a standard ox. I have never seen a real life ox in my whole life. We don't have them in Australia. At least I don't think we do. I'm sure we don't have them in Western Australia. I don't know about the eastern states. Now, I've never heard of ox being in Australia. Alright, Serenity's got 3 defense. Pegasus now has Toon Summon Skull. Damn, Serenity might actually be in a bit of trouble. She's got Doriado. Smile Potion. She's gaining life points back, though, from Dark Lord Marie. I'm going to Google that. Are there any ox in Australia? Are there any... Okay, so I've put in are there any into Google. This is what's come up at the top. Number 1, are there any trillionaires? Not yet. Probably close to it, though. Number 2, are there any volcanoes in Australia? I don't think so. In Australia, in Western Australia, the eastern states gets hit a bit more by flooding and stuff. But in Western Australia, apart from bushfires, we don't really get any really bad natural disasters in Western Australia or in Perth. Perth in general. Up north and like really far down south, sometimes they might get a weak earthquake. But in like Perth area, we don't get earthquakes. We don't get snow. We don't really get torrential rain. We get heavy rain, but it's nothing compared to what like some of the rest of the world gets. You know, we very rarely do we get hail. You know, we don't get tornadoes or cyclones. Like, we don't get anything here. It's no wonder why they call Perth the most boring city in the world. It's just because nothing happens here. It's the most isolated city in the world as well. Are there any fires near me? It's a good question. Probably. There's usually something on fire in Australia. Are there any snakes in New Zealand? Are there any cyclones near Australia? Are there any markets on today? Okay. Are there any ox in Australia? Oh, there are. What's happening? Oh my god, Serenity might lose. She's drawn Doriado. She's going to tribute Doriado to summon Doriado's Elemental Mistress Doriado, which is 3 stars, the same attack and defense as the normal monster, and got an effect. Yes, while not as common as in the past, there are still oxen in Australia, with some farmers specifically raising them for their meat. Sometimes referred to as bullocks. And occasionally even using them for working purposes. However, there are no wild oxen in Australia. Oh, okay. I get the feeling if you got headbutted by a wild ox, you'd feel it. Like, you would know that you just got headbutted by an ox. Pegasus at 350 life points as 1. Bro, that last match was nuts. This whole match, what a way to end a series, win or lose. Serenity ends up at 6 and 8. Now, usually it would go to 16. Tristan and Mokuba were retired. Tristan would have let Serenity win just so he could try and, you know, get in her pants. And Mokuba barely scratched anyone, although he did beat Mai. So, but it was luck. Serenity would have beaten Mokuba, so technically she probably would have been 10 and 8 or 8 and 8. So she won like half of her games, which isn't that bad, really. It's not bad for Joey's little sister. Well, that's all for Serenity's series, and I'm going to do a double for Tanya to end her series. That way we can start new series, and Early Days is coming out tomorrow as well, so I'll be up early to go down to EB Games to go and get my pre-order. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and thanks for leaving all the comments wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Take care. Farewell.